Hey family, happy Tuesdays. We're doing Tuesday with Very Wise Alternatives, answering the subscriber questions. Look, before we get started, like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next video. Okay, so one of the subscribers was asking about some of the herbs being banned. Yes, I haven't found the information, but on the FDA, they're doing a list of about 68, well, really about 200 to 68 herbs that they're trying to ban. And one of them actually says organic vegetables. Don't make sense. And also dandelion. Dandelion. Can you believe dandelion? It grows like a weed. Everybody be trying to kill it, but dandelion. So I wonder how they're gonna get rid of that one. Look, I'm not going to get into it, but if you want to hear more on that, that's a whole other video that will be answered on our podcast. So if you want, look, so if you want, go on our podcast, go on either Herbalist Kareem's podcast, or you can go on Very Wise Alternatives podcast, and we will answer that question in great detail. So I just want you to know, so that will be coming up on those banned herbs. Magnesium's on there and zinc. I'm just gonna put those little tidbits out there. So, and they have took off NFC off of the Amazon platform side, so they're stopped selling it there because now it has to be prescribed. So the only way you can get certain herbs, like organic vegetables, it has to be prescribed by a doctor, or you got to have a prescription to get it. Look, I'm just reading the information. I'm looking more into it to see if it's really credible. But the fact that they took NFC off, it just makes you, I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but that it's not common sense, right? It's not common sense. But we're gonna go on. The next subscriber was speaking of colon cancer, and they notice it's on the rise. Yes, colon cancer is on the rise. We're talking about young people are coming down with colon cancer. Normally, they'll start screening you between the age of 40, well, really 45 to 50. That's when, the average person would get screened for colon cancer, or, doing a colonoscopy. But it's on the rise. It seems like cases are being increased. And look, some people have no signs and symptoms. Let me make it clear. There's some people have no signs and symptoms, none. And by the time they're diagnosed, or just to find out if they have it, it's already at stage 4. So that's why it's best to limit. If you can cut it out, kudos, but limit red meat and processed meats. I'm gonna read through my notes because look, it's a sensitive subject. It hit home. I'm just going to tell you, it hit someone close and dear to me. That's part of my family. And, it just makes you, readjust. Just like when we go to funerals and we have a loved one, like our aunt, uncle die, and it's something that's like, boom, all of a sudden it comes up, and then they gone, and it's like, wow, what could we do? What could we do to change this? And I know y'all been hearing, I know you've seen other videos, but the subscriber asked me, so I'm just going to make sure I go ahead and do this video to just give you more information, because maybe you didn't hear it from them, or maybe you just need to hear it in a different way. But yes, highly recommend lessen your processed meats and the red meats. So let me go back. So the signs that you could have, because remember I was saying some people don't have signs you could have. And look, these are not saying that you have any cancer. So let me just make sure I'm making that clear. Look, I'm not a doctor. That's what we do, is answer subscriber questions. And just want to be clear, because I just want to make sure I speak my mind. And I will be addressing this on my podcast, Very Wise Alternatives podcast. It's on Anchor. Just want to make sure I be clear, because I try not to say too much on this platform, but I speak a little freely on that platform. Just putting that out there. We just gotta do what we gotta do to make sure you get the information, because I want to make sure you get the correct information, if I want to say it that way. And remember, this is my opinion. It's my opinion. Is my opinion. But the way you may think, or you may want to get checked, is if you have like a lot of discomfort. Sometimes you can have pain in your stomach, or really your abdomen. So you can have some sharp pains. You can have constant diarrhea that just won't let up. And we're talking about constant. We're talking about constant diarrhea when you're having it a long, prolonged time. When you notice, in another way you can look, if you have different sizes of your stool. I'm not talking about those pebbles. Those pebbles mean you severely dehydrated. So don't be having them pebble stools. And if your stool size changes, like instead of it being the regular log like a banana or a sausage, instead of it being that size, if it comes skinnier. So you may want to get checked and look. This could be another issue. You could have a bug in your stomach, or it could be them parasites. And we always talk about them parasites. Shoot, because a lot of us is feeding them parasites and don't even want to address the parasites. But y'all see my other videos about addressing those parasites. And look, doing a colon cleanse is really the best. But I just want to make sure. So rectal bleeding, if you have any blood in your stool, sometimes it may be brown, sometimes it may be bright red. But if you see a change, a major change in your stool, just reading my notes, cause change in the site, like abdomen, if you start feeling, some people actually feel weak. And I know it could be something else. So normally these are just some of the things that a lot of patients have went in and saw their provider, and these are some of the things that they had told their provider. So one is blood in your stool, one is different changes. You see different changes. So, I know y'all don't look at y'all poop, you're like, okay, let me just wipe and go. But sometimes it's good to, because sometimes when your stomach is always bloated, I mean always bloated, and I'm talking about if you're doing and sometimes it's your food combination. So let me be clear. Sometimes it's your food combination, because y'all know y'all just be throwing anything on that plate and thinking you can eat it together, and you can't. Just like when y'all be eating watermelon and then you want to eat other fruits around it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Just wait an hour after you eat that melon, because it shouldn't be mixed. It shouldn't be mixed. So I just want to make sure I be clear on that. So I'm just going to tell you some of the things that you can do, what you can do to have less risk. Because I just want to make sure I put that out there. And that's when I'm talking about the processed meats and the processed foods and the red meats. Because look, come on now. I know y'all like, I can't, gotta have my meat. I understand you gotta have your meat, but I'm just trying to tell you less risk. That's less risk. So this always gets me when they say that it runs in your family. Yes, it runs in your family if you're eating the same way, because we pass down that diet, that, ooh, try this recipe. So y'all know we gangster. Y'all know how we always want to change things. So change what you pass down. Okay, so when you want to pass down these recipes, substitute. It don't have to be steak, that big red bloody steak. Substitute. Use something else. Do cauliflower steaks. I know I'm clowning. I know y'all don't want to hear that. Look, I know y'all don't want to hear about the cauliflower steaks, but they're good. Try it. Try it. I know you be like, Viola's not the same. If you take my cousin Brittany's cauliflower steaks, she'd be like, whoo, give me more. But just substitute. I know we pass this stuff down because we eat the same diet, and we end up getting the same illnesses and issues. So this is minimizing your risk. You want minimal risk. You want minimal risk, especially you want to do a cleanse. You want to do a cleanse. You want to make sure everything gets out. That's the only reason why I'm saying make sure that you're doing a cleanse once a year. But if it's a high risk, I'm telling you, twice a year, even 4 times a year. Some things are like, if when you go and get your colonoscopy, and they'll say, hey, you got some polyps. So polyps doesn't mean you have cancer. So let me clear that. Polyps do not mean you have cancer. Polyps mean that, things are not coming out. You need some more antioxidant foods. And antioxidant foods is simply berries. You know, I keep saying eat some berries in the morning, but nobody, but like, I ain't eating no berries. I gotta be some cereal. I gotta get my oatmeal. Change it. I know you gotta get your fiber, but change it. What you think in berries? What you think berries? You don't think berries have fiber? I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading my notes and it's saying risks of getting cancer is family history, colon polyps, age 50 or older, obesity, smoking, non-physical activity, too much alcohol, and other inflammatory colon diseases. Now, you heard that word inflammatory. You heard about alcohol. Come on. Come on. We talk about this all the time. Too much alcohol, over age 50 is higher risk. We know these. We know these things. And these are things that we have to look out. But now it's happening to our younger people. So we have to tell younger people, you don't think they're eating too much red meat? You don't think they're eating too much processed meat? Come on, think about what we feed our children. Think about what we feed our toddlers when they running around holding a hot dog, and you be like, "Oh, chew it well, baby." Look, I'm just saying. We go out, we have these burgers, and people say, "Well, I gotta have the red meat and make sure it's not all the way cooked." They say, "Can I have a little rare raw?" Look, and then you're wondering why grandpa is at 60, 65 and have a massive heart attack. You'd be like, and then find out they got colon cancer or some kind of cancer. So look, let's catch it before. Let's minimize it. So we want to minimize it. We just sit there and look at some of the things that we pass on, some of the things we do, smoking, no exercise. Y'all know we get tired. We're like, man, I'm gonna do it later. Later becomes another week, then it'd be a month. You're like, dang, it's been a whole year, and I only went to the gym twice, or I only went outside and walked twice. Prolonged sittings, being a couch potato, that's the higher risk. So you need to get the exercise in. That's why I'm saying make sure you get the exercise, especially if you start putting on a lot of weight. It's not good. It's too much. Put a lot of fat around your heart. Things are not coming out. Things are staying up there. Dead cells. Understand when you have dead cells not coming out, they tend to stick someplace and turn into polyps. Come on, let's be real. That's why you want high antioxidant foods. That's why I say just have some berries. You want to have berries. They say whole grains. Some people can't handle whole grains. So just listen to your body. And remember, this is not everybody. But if you can change or do something different, that helps. So this is not everybody. And some of these signs and symptoms are on other issues. So don't think, oh, I got colon cancer. No, don't mean you got colon cancer. No, but these are some of the things I just want you to be mindful of. Be mindful of and make sure that don't be scared to do a flush. And I mean a flush, I mean sticking an enema in your rectum and doing a flush and making sure you get everything out. Because sometimes when you can't empty, and that's one of the issues, if you can't empty all the way, a lot of people can't empty. They still feel like, oh, it's just not coming out. Don't let it sit in there. Please drink some prune juice. Get your colon cleanse. Get your a suppository. Do something. And some of the herbs that that can help you when you do have that C word, because you want to get those dead cells. And selenium. I don't know, y'all need to get some selenium. And if y'all know the sea moss, the bladderwrack sea moss with burdock, there's selenium in there. And I'm hoping you guys taking that daily. I hope you guys taking that daily. But some of the herbs you can use red clover, burdock, chaparral, dandelion root, golden seal, and echinacea. You can also throw some. Those are main ones. Those are main herbs. Bilberry, parsley, ginkgo biloba, and milk thistle. So these will assist your body. Study shows. I'm just throw that in there. Study shows. So these are some of the herbs that can assist your body. But what you got to understand when you're dealing with and look, yeah, I know it said dandelion, and that's one of the herbs that they're trying to ban or have prescribed. But I just want you to understand that a lot of these things we can like stop dead in its tracks. We can. And also just want to touch bases on this. I was reading my notes. Also, unexplained weight loss. Like I said, unexplained your weight loss is up and down and you're vomiting. But look, those could be another issue. You can have a bug, like I said, you can have them parasites, but it's other issues. It could be something with your liver, it could be something other. But if you If you're just feeling bloated and tired, it's best to get checked. Always get checked. Always get checked. And then when you get checked and you find out there's other ways, and look, this is not for everybody, but listen, look, I had a train of thought, but I had to change it because I was about to say something wrong, and I can't say this on YouTube, but I said on the podcast. But other things you want to do is you want to make sure you have enough calcium. As I said, make sure you have that in the sun. You want to increase your fiber because you want to make sure you can go. And then other ways you can minimize. As they said you could drink black coffee because could do. And I'm not talking about no fancy coffee. We're talking about regular plain black coffee, no sugar, no milk, just plain black coffee, because that actually helps your liver, your heart, and your colon, because it will make you go. You want to do everything you can to make sure you go. You want to make sure you're drinking enough water. You make sure you're in the sun. That sun, I'm just trying to tell you, that sun is remarkable. The sun is remarkable. But look, those are the only questions I have, and I just wanted to make sure I touch on that. But it will be more in the podcast. Look, don't suffer in silence. I keep saying this, don't suffer in silence. Let's think about this, family. Dealing with the colon. Dealing with the colon. The colon is a very, very complex organ. Think about it. It's a very complex organ because it's like you don't know what's in there and really how to get it out. I know a lot of people like, I just don't know what to do. I'm eating fiber. I'm eating foods. I don't know. A lot of people are saying they are doing everything they can, but are you really doing 10,000 steps a day? Are you really doing exercises? Are you getting up, walking after dinner? Are you making sure that you're staying active, moving? Are you getting the rest? These are critical. Are you sleeping like you're supposed to? Get to meditation. I'm so serious when I speak on these things because it's like something that you're not doing. It's something that you're not doing. Even if you can stay active, you still got to make sure you get checked and get screened. You still want to get checked and get screened, and you want to stay on top of it. You want to make sure that you're eating certain foods. And if y'all don't see, the biggest thing in there is the food, especially that processed food. And then, back away from the microwave. Everything do not have to be nuked. It doesn't have to be nuked. Go on these cooking channels. Go on some of these cooking channels and see how, it's good that you can prepare foods different ways because it's the food. But just increase. All I'm asking is you increase. So for breakfast, increase fruits. For dinner, lunch, just increase fruits and vegetables. If you can do that, that will help your body more. Your body be like, thank you. Your body be thank you. But I just want you to change. That's all I'm saying is change. I know you're like, I'm not going to get rid of meat, but just saying add. Just add. Increase your vegetables. Just increase your vegetables, especially leafy green vegetables. Get some lentils, get some beans. Increase those things. Add, switch out, the rice for the quinoa. If you want to get rice, get some wild rice. Get some wild rice. If you got to eat that meat, make sure it's well done and it's grass-fed beef. When you go to the doctor, you're already scared. Don't be scared. Don't stress, because that's one thing that's a killer on your microbiome. That's stress. And you don't want that stress. You want to make sure you're sleeping well, taking all the night, the nutrients you need. That's the key thing that we don't even think about. Go get a flush. Go get a flush. Go ahead and take care of your body. Make sure that gut is right. That's why I'm always talking about the gut. Make sure that gut is right. Look, like I said, sensitive subject, but I'll talk more in the podcast. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it until it happens in your family. Then when it hits home, and I know I can go on and on. I don't want to go on and on because look, happy Tuesday, family. I'm Herbalist Viola. You guys have a good day.